public here in Chester County. I want to say thank you to the public for their vigilance. Thank you for the constructive tips that they shared. Thank you for remaining on guard. We recognize this has been a concerning and trying time for each and every one of you in the region. And we want to thank you for your support of law enforcement and for your support of this effort that led to this capture today. I hope the good people of Pennsylvania, and indeed the folks all across this nation, got a chance to see how government is supposed to work, how law enforcement is supposed to work, where we all come together, where we focus on the mission. And while the women and men up here behind me may wear different uniforms and different badges, we were here with common purpose, and that was to apprehend this suspect and keep people safe. Leading this effort has been the Pennsylvania. Get booed by some of the folks behind me for saying this. I believe they are the finest law enforcement agency in the United States of America, and I could not be more proud to be the governor of this Commonwealth and to have the chance to serve in public service alongside these great leaders in the Pennsylvania State Police. Leading the effort for us is Colonel Christopher Paris, who did yeoman's work overseeing this operation together with Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. All Pennsylvanians, gentlemen, are indebted to you for your bravery, for your courage, and for your tremendous leadership. Please, Colonel Christopher Paris.
Thank you, Governor. I would like to make a few brief comments. I'd like to dedicate those comments to the victims of Cavalcante and their families. At the end of the day, all of the people behind me here work for justice and for the victims. A close second to the people of Chester County. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the dedication that you have shown us and the generosity that you have shown us. We are in your debt. This was a major operation. We know that it has affected your lives, and we're very much appreciative of that support. I'd like to thank the governor and his support of us, not only with his physical presence, but his work in Harrisburg on a daily basis. I'd like to thank the Border Patrol, Customs, the FBI, the Marshals, the ATF, our federal partners, the Chester County District Attorney, Deb Ryan, and her Chief County Detective, Dave Sassa. Our municipal partners, too numerous to mention here, in Chester, Montgomery, Delaware, and Bucks counties. We could not have done this without everyone. I would like to thank, from the bottom of our hearts, the members of the Pomar Lynn Fire Company. I know the media has been in and out of here. The hospitality that they have shown us, the logistics that you need to bring to bear in an operation like this, we would have been hard-pressed to do that without them being good hosts to us. Lastly, but certainly not least in any way, shape, or form, to the women and men of the Pennsylvania State Police, thank you. Thank you for your hard work and your diligence. This is my third manhunt with Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens. It's not lost on me that it was 9 years to the day yesterday for the Blooming Grove ambush. And in all of those operational cycles, there is no person who enjoys more of my trust and confidence. He was tasked with standing this operation up. My confidence in him is marrow deep. He is the consummate professional, and I would now like to turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens to give you the operational rundown of the capture of Cavalcante. Lieutenant Colonel Bivens.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Colonel. It is a true pleasure to stand here this morning and talk to all of you about bringing this manhunt to a successful conclusion, and without getting anyone else hurt, most importantly. None of this would be possible without the support of this team, represented by members of various agencies standing with us up here, by others standing throughout this fire hall, and by still more who are out there in the field. So let me give you a few details about how this unfolded. As you know, we have been working most recently in a perimeter established in northern Chester County. Last night, shortly after midnight, a series of events started to unfold. First, we had a burglar alarm at a residence near Prizer Road within the perimeter. Our people investigated that, did not find Cavalcante there or anyone else, but it started to bring some of our people into that area. We had been searching an area not far from there already with some tactical teams that night. There was an aircraft overhead utilizing FLIR technology, and close to 1 a.m. picked up a heat signal that they began to track. It was west of PA 100 and north of Prizer Road. Tactical teams began to converge on that location where the heat source was moving. Unfortunately, we had a weather system that also came in, and we had lightning that was flashing all around, and it caused the aircraft to have to depart the area. Tactical teams made a decision to secure that area, that smaller area, as best they could, and hold it through the storm and until we could bring additional resources in and bring aircraft back overhead to ensure that we did not have an issue with an escape. That resumed early this morning, and shortly after 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. They were able to move in very quietly. They had the element of surprise. Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred. That did not stop him from trying to escape. He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went. One of the Customs and Border Control teams, BORTAC, had a dog with them. They released the dog. Some of our PSP CERT members were also there, had him surrounded. The dog subdued him, and team members from both of those teams immediately moved in. He continued to resist, but was forcibly taken into custody. No one was injured as a result of that. Excuse me. He did sustain a minor bite wound. We had medical personnel at the scene, and they took a look at that. Cavalcante was, as I said, taken into custody. He was transported to our Avondale station for further processing and interview, and he will ultimately be transferred to a state correctional institute where he will be housed and begin to serve his life sentence. In just a few minutes, I'll open this up to some questions, but before I do that, I want to turn this over to one of our very close partners, District Attorney Deb Ryan. I know she would like to say a few words, and again, then we'll be happy to take your questions following that. Deb.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. Today is a great day here in Chester County. Our nightmare is finally over, and the good guys won. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of the first responders for their tireless and dedicated efforts in bringing this fugitive to justice. They worked around the clock, and we are deeply grateful to all of them. Our community can finally regain its normalcy and breathe a collective sigh of relief. This would not have happened without the collaboration and efforts on behalf of a multitude of agencies. I need to thank the Governor, Colonel Paris, Lieutenant Colonel Bivens for his unflappable and dedicated leadership. The U.S. Marshals.
All right, and as you just heard, this nightmare is over. The good guys won. Cavalcante is now in custody, and what a journey it has been. Almost 2 weeks searching for the escaped convict who will now be back in prison, and he's going to be serving his life sentence. Yeah, it's been almost 2 weeks of searching, and investigators wanted to thank the public also for their tips. But the good news, they said, also was that he was taken in without any incident. Nobody else was injured. Cavalcante, got a dog bite from one of the investigators' dogs, but as far as everybody else, nobody else was injured in
taking into custody. So, of course, this presser is still going on right now, and you can watch it online at KSAT.com.
And one of the most interesting parts about the press conference is they actually alluded to the weather, saying that they were using heat-seeking technology to find the suspect, and they said the weather actually disrupted it, Justin.
Yeah, several times it did. In fact, when they first started the search, because it was so hot, they were having issues using that heat-seeking stuff. So, yeah, weather did play a part. Some thunderstorms yesterday. And here locally, we're watching the radar because we have some activity on there this morning. Nothing that's really strong or that's going to cause any problems at the moment, but there are a couple showers moving west to east across our area. We've noticed some lightning strikes there around Concan and Sabinal. That little cluster really starting to fall apart at this point. And as we go further east, another little cell north of Gonzales, northeast of Gonzales. That is moving east as well, should move towards Moulton. As far as San Antonio is concerned, not seeing a lot at the moment, but we do expect that we'll see some isolated activity throughout the day. There's about a 30% chance of seeing some rain as we head into the afternoon. Right now, we've got partly cloudy skies, 78 degrees. Heat index is close to 80. The heat index won't be a big problem today. Temperatures will eventually make their way up into the 80s here soon, and then into the 90s this afternoon. There is a 30% chance of rain, as I said, and this kind of pattern lends itself to just kind of pop up isolated stuff here or there. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when and where, but I think the rain chance continues right on into tonight. Again, as temperatures make their way up to around 93 or so. Here's the good news. We've got even more rain chances headed our way this week, especially as we get late into the week. We're going to talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes, but I know it's been a busy morning on the roadways. Are things starting to slow down, Stephen?
Yeah, just a bit, Justin. We take a look here behind me. The roads were dry, but we saw a number of problems out there here in town. We want to start with a look here at 35 at San Marcos. You can see traffic is moving just okay. We have a very close-up shot there because we had a number of incidents that our friends at TransGuide were tracking very closely, and they were panning the camera and zooming in on a lot of these problems, but it looks like some of them have dwindled down and traffic is moving at a normal pace. Check out I-10 upper level there at Culebra and 37 at Pecan Valley. Now, while the TransGuide cameras are showing a smooth commute, one of the areas that we're not able to see is right here behind me, State Highway 151 eastbound. The map shows that we have a crash that shaded out a portion of the eastbound lanes, which is never a good sign. That usually means that we're seeing some significant closure out there, but no TransGuide cameras in the area can capture the condition. But just within the last few moments, if you saw that behind me, that shaded portion just turned to red and orange, reflecting the slowdown out there. So something may have opened up, but residual congestion may still be lingering around. Be on the lookout for any first responders that may still be in the area. I want to take a drive back over here to 281 on the north side of San Antonio. We did have a second crash that was slowing folks down there in the southbound lanes at Redland Road. Didn't really see any significant delays with this crash, but it was a very busy morning. We had a total of about 8 crashes that we were tracking right here in the traffic lab. But an overall view of the map does show a lot of those issues have already disappeared, and we still have a little bit of congestion. But overall, looks like drivers may be in have some luck out there with a little bit more open roadways. Again, busy morning, and then also we have construction. Scan this QR code. Keeps you up to date with all the traffic closures as well as any traffic incidents that may pop up. So always good to know before you go. Scan that QR code and it takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page with a full list of all the updates you need to know before you hit the roads. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
All right, time now, 9:11, 77 degrees.
We'll be right back.
The latest numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that inflation surged to 3.7% on a yearly basis in August. Now that's up from 3.2% in July. The reading came in above the market expectation of 3.6%. This is the second straight bump after the 12 consecutive declines in annual inflation. Now, the Federal Reserve are keeping a close watch as they decide whether or not to hike interest rates again.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is opening an impeachment inquiry into President Biden without a full House vote to begin one and without concrete evidence of any abuse of power by the president. It comes amid increasing pressure from some hard right Republicans who have threatened to oust him from the speakership if he didn't move ahead. Several Republican-led panels have worked on various investigations related to the Biden family, but have yet to directly connect the president to any wrongdoing.
In Austin, the historic impeachment trial of suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton continuing this morning. The question now is whether or not Paxton's friend and donor Nate Paul will testify. Paxton facing 16 articles of impeachment that accuse him of misusing his powers to help Paul. Paul under federal investigation. Now, Paxton has pleaded not guilty to all 16 articles of impeachment.
With the deadline for a deal to avoid an auto workers strike looming at the end of the day tomorrow, the UAW now says it is planning targeted strikes at select factories. The union says it will announce which factories late tomorrow unless they're close to a deal. And it expects to ramp up the strikes against Detroit's Big Three the longer they go without a new contract.
Updated COVID vaccine from Pfizer and Moderna will be available in pharmacies this week. All of this in the aftermath of the CDC director and committee giving their approval yesterday. The vaccines are for all Americans 6 months and older, and they'll be covered by public and private insurance plans. The new vaccine has been updated to fend off the currently circulating viruses that cause COVID.
Some popular decongestants on the market don't actually relieve congestion. That's a finding of an FDA advisory committee, which says over-the-counter oral phenylephrine, or PE, does not alleviate nasal congestion any more than a placebo. PE is one of the ingredients in Sudafed PE, Dayquil, and Mucinex. As of now, the drugs will remain on store shelves as the FDA considers whether they should remain on the market or not.
A new government report shows family incomes are falling. They dropped the third year in a row last year, the Census Bureau found. The average American family, well, their income in 2022 was $74,580. That is a 2.3% drop from 2021. Analysts say rising prices are likely to blame as inflation hit a 40-year high last summer.
This might be a relatively quiet holiday for shoppers. Pointing to worries about the economy, one business management consultant is estimating holiday sales to rise from 3.5% to around 4.5%. That would be the slowest growth in 5 years.
Fans of TikTok can now buy products used in live videos. The TikTok shop is officially open for business. The company hoping the venture into e-commerce will produce sales around $20 billion by the end of just this year. And it's not just helping shoppers look for products they see online, it's also going to help sellers too by connecting them to potential marketing partners and by even offering logistics. And that's today's 9 at 9.
You know, we are in the presence of a TikTok star, Justin Horn.
Is that right?
That's right. You've been featured on the KSAT 12 TikTok numerous times.
Very nice.
I think one of the times you were crying in the backyard, if I do recall.
Well, that was when it was really hot, right? That's why you were crying.
Yes. I'm working on my TikTok, I think. No, I don't know. What I can tell you is that we've got some activity on the radar right now. And I set out a push alert a little bit earlier, let you know if you may just want to check the radar from time to time today. You can do that very easily on the KSAT weather app. And the reason why we're in this kind of pattern where we get these little disturbances that work through, and they'll kick off some showers and maybe a storm, but it's going to be the hit or miss type stuff. So if you are heading out today, the rain chances aren't great, but they are there, and we want to let you know that. We had a couple showers earlier right around Concan. In fact, a couple lightning strikes. Those have since dissipated, really falling apart. They were making their way towards San Antonio, but again, have since fallen apart. Meantime, east of town, we're picking up on one little shower here in northeastern Gonzales County. That's moving pretty quickly, but may make its way over towards Howettsville here within the next hour or so. All that to say, again, that there is that small chance of rain. That's going to be around not just this morning, but all the way through the afternoon and even into tonight. We're going to watch for the potential for some rain. And here's why. This is one of our computer models, and noontime, it shows a few sprinkly showers out there. And even during the afternoon, shows some of this activity popping up or moving through. But by tonight, this particular model wants to develop some storms out west and then bring those to the east towards San Antonio overnight into Thursday morning. We'll see. I don't know that I buy that necessarily, but it is showing that those disturbances are there. And so we're going to have some rain chances today, tonight, some more 20% chances tomorrow. And then Friday into Friday night may be our best chance as we get some more energy coming in, and our front kind of makes a push down to the south. So we'll have to watch for Friday night football. Even going into Saturday, I think we have rain chances. Now, this is a good thing. We're not guaranteeing a lot of rain here, and I don't know that we're going to see just huge amounts. But at least there are chances each and every day, and this is so much better than that triple-digit heat and clear skies every day. Let me show you the potential rainfall. Now, this is a generalization, but it does show as we head through Sunday, Some bigger totals maybe just to our north, but we could see some decent rain around here, and there could be some pockets of heavier rain depending on how this sets up, and this is just updating now, but you see the idea. It's pretty widespread across the state of Texas, which is exactly what we need. And if you look at the drought monitor and how we kind of match it up here, and I'll go back and forth, you can see it's got these areas here that have been really drought stricken may get some rain out of this, and that is a good thing, including here in San Antonio. So that's the drought monitor. We'll get an update on that tomorrow, by the way. So the rain could fall in some areas that desperately need it. Here's the weather where you live right now. 78 degrees in San Antonio, 78 in New Braunfels, Seguin also 78, then 72 for Bernie and Kerrville. And as we look at the cloud cover, quite a bit of it. So yesterday the clouds helped us right with temperatures. And that's probably going to be the case again today as these clouds work their way across the area. 69 in Fredericksburg, 72 Kerrville, 83 Pleasanton, 82 down in Cotulla. Also, you'll notice the difference in temperatures here because there is a frontal boundary still draped across our area. So that's just one other factor that helps at least enhance our rain chances a little bit with that around. 78 in New Braunfels, as we said, 76 Helotes, 78 out in Hondo right now too. In the forecast today, you'll see that the temperature change from north to south, cooler up to the north, 80s for highs compared to upper 90s potentially in places like Pleasanton and Kennedy because of that stationary frontal boundary. Extended forecast. We're going to go 97 tomorrow, 94 on Friday with that chance of scattered showers and storms, especially late in the day. Better chance Friday night and Saturday morning. Still some lingering showers and storms on Saturday, and then we should eventually clear out on Sunday with temperatures in the mid-90s by Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Morning and welcome back. So obviously the impeachment trial of suspended Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, it continues this morning. What you're looking at right now, a live look inside that Senate chamber of the state capitol. Testimony is currently underway.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said the trial could be wrapping up as soon as this week. So Patrick is the acting judge in the trial, and we are continuing to live stream this historic proceeding on our website at KSAT.com, so you can head over there to continue watching this feed.
Time now is 9:26, 78 degrees.
The Big Give is a 24-hour online fundraiser for local nonprofits, and it's back next week. However, there is a way you can give in advance today. When we come back, Tiffany Huertas is going to explain how the money raised will impact hundreds of nonprofits in our area.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Wednesday. So since 2014, The Big Give, which is a 24-hour online fundraiser, The Big Give has helped raise more funds for 1,200 local nonprofits, connecting with thousands of donors. Thousands of donors like yourself helped collect more than $40 million.
And this year, donors can give in advance to the Big Give Day. Tiffany Huertas joins us live from downtown with those details and how this money is supporting critical services nonprofits provide to our community. Good morning, Tiffany.
You got an adorable puppy.
Aww. Good morning. Yes, a lot of services are going to benefit, and cute puppies. Good morning. This is James right here. Although the Big Give starts next week on September 20th, you can already start giving online. To talk a little bit more about the Big Give, we have Lily here. Good morning, Lily.
Good morning.
Tell us about these cute puppies and the organization you're with.
Absolutely. I'm with Diamond Dachshund Rescue. This is Thomas, the tank engine, and this is James. They were named after, obviously, Thomas the Tank Engine. Their mama came into rescue when she was very pregnant, like the size of a volleyball. She was huge, and she gave birth to 7 puppies. These are just 2 of them. She has heartworms, so she's going to need to be treated for that. And these puppies will get all their vetting. They need shots, and they need to be spayed and neutered and microchips. So those are things that are coming up for them.
That's where the Big Give comes in. So the Big Give has helped so many years already to organizations like yours. How does that help your organization coming up?
Us personally, we have found that we have more adopters, we have more supporters, we have so many more donations, and because the Big Give takes place over such a short period of time, we don't have to focus as much on fundraising as we do before, so we have more time for our mission.
Dental work, shots, all of that will be covered, and thanks to the donations. Now, donations, they can already start today. People can give today.
Yes, absolutely. As of today, people can start giving. It's so easy to give online. It's very quick. There are nearly 400 donations that you can give to, which is amazing. I mean, there's something for everybody. The Big Give is just an incredible way to give back to your community.
And talking about community, we're here at Hemisphere where a lot of families come and they bring their puppies. Meredith with Hemisphere, talk to us about how the donations will help you all.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize Hemisphere is also a nonprofit. So we use the donations to take our good amenities and programs to great. We use donations for our amazing free programming. We use donations for our beautiful amenities, parks, toddler play area, splash pad. We also use it for historic preservation because a lot of the homes that are down in Hemisphere need to be preserved.
A lot of families come here. How many are we talking about?
Normally we have over 600,000 people come to Yanawana Garden itself, and when we open Civic Park this September 30th is when our ribbon cutting is, we expect even more than that.
How exciting. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to sign off. James, good morning, San Antonio. GMSA will send it back to you guys. How cute is that?
Cute, so adorable. Thank you, Tiff. We need a puppy in every live shot.
I know. He was just ready for the camera.
All right. So, Justin, I'm going to be completely honest. When I first read the weather at the bottom of the screen and I said 77 degrees, I thought it was either a typo or my contacts weren't working.
No, it's nice out there.
It is. Gosh, it's so nice to be able to talk about cooler temperatures. It's so nice to be able to talk about rain. We finally kind of reached that point. And of course, the question I've gotten a lot over the last couple of days is, are we done with the 100-degree temperatures? And I think the answer is yes. There's a very high likelihood that we are. I can't completely say we're not going to get there again, but I seriously doubt it. And as you look at the max temperatures today, we still got that frontal boundary that's draped across our areas. So there's a separation there between some hot air and some not so hot air as you get up towards Lubbock and Midland, where highs will only be in the 70s today. Austin around 90. We're forecasting 94. Of course, that's all dependent on cloud cover and rain, but I think we'll be somewhere in that range. Laredo's still baking. They're at 102 this afternoon. And Houston's still hot. We're going to stay pretty warm next couple of days. Here's a look at the satellite picture. There's a lot happening here. You see a lot of showers off to our north, San Angelo, up towards the Waco area. Even around Austin, some showers this morning. Area of showers off to our west. That's kind of dying down. Most everything we're seeing off to the west is dying down. So I don't think anything imminent. We're not going to see any rain here for the next couple of hours. But as we head into the afternoon, models are indicating we could see some more pop-up showers and storms. It'll be hit or miss type stuff. We're talking 20 to 30% chance of rain. That's it. Temperatures up around 94. And as we get into tonight, we'll watch for a chance of storms in the overnight period too, where we could see some storms coming out from the west again. That is a possibility into tomorrow morning. We're going to talk more about that, and we've got to check in once again with the tropics and see what Hurricane Lee is doing. More on that in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Well, vacant structure fires are something that we are starting to hear more about across San Antonio, and KSAT Investigates gathered data from the city's fire department, which highlights the increasing trend. The fire chief tells our Lee Waldman these vacant building fires present a new set of dangers to their crews.
6 months after a house fire and getting back on their feet, Maria Lozano and her family are facing homelessness again.
When they said nothing survived, no apartments, and we lost everything.
Their new home is gone. A fire in the vacant home next door spread, carried on the winds of a tropical storm.
Fast. It burned fast.
A month earlier in July, Victor Villarreal faced a similar fate.
And the fire department showed up, and next thing you know, that house was fully engulfed, man. They couldn't do nothing about it.
A massive fire in a vacant two-story home on West Poplar was too close for comfort.
It's been going on. I was here, 3 months ago, they burned the house next door.
The numbers increasing.
We looked at the numbers with San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood. Data collected by SAFD shows an increasing problem with vacant structure fires.
We know that our fire behavior is up in these vacants.
In 2021, 16% of the 546 fires SAFD responded to were in vacant structures, both homes and commercial buildings. The next year, that percentage jumped up to 26%. And as of July 31st, 29% of 2023's fire calls were for vacant structures.
I think a lot of it has to do with temperature, with the unhoused population.
Chief Hood explained years ago unsheltered people went inside vacant buildings to get out of the cold.
Now we have vacant buildings in this city where people have gotten in, and it's like a commune in there, and they're staying out of the heat now.
This vacant apartment complex on Southwest 36th Street caught fire on August 6. Dozens of firefighters responded to keep it from spreading to the whole block. SAFD believes it was started by unsheltered people.
Upwards of 60 to 80 people out there in the middle of the day in the heat. That same amount of people had to respond to another 2-alarm fire later on that evening.
When fires do start, safety is top of mind.
Many of these vacant buildings are structurally unstable, making it dangerous for firefighters to go inside. SAFD is working with development services to identify and mark these dangerous buildings with these placards.
It tells us the structure has been identified as unsafe by fire prevention and safety.
They're also making these tactical concern reports so crews know not only the best way to respond, but the safest.
To have all of this information, where the plugs are, where the exposures are, is going to really help you at 3 in the morning.
Hood says these reports will save lives when it comes to dangerous and vacant buildings, but these are just Band-Aids to a multi-pronged problem.
It's going to take everybody to kind of solve this, but in the meantime, we have to be safe while everybody else, including us, is trying to figure that solution out.
SAFD is working with development services on this placard program to identify which buildings are dangerous. An open records request shows there are over 11,000 vacant, overgrown, or dangerous structures in our city. We're going to the city council districts where most of these buildings are located to find out what elected leaders are doing to solve this problem. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Lee Waldman.
Great story. I had no idea about the placard program at all.
I hadn't seen them around yet, but now we know what they are.
11,000 buildings. Great job by Lee. Time now, just about 9:39, 78 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and still ahead, we are taking a look at our big game coverage, game of the week between the Southside Cardinals and the Southwest Dragons. We'll be right back. And a quick look out there with our zoo cam. Flamingos are in the water this morning, although it's not too bad outside.
They don't have to find the shadows right now. They can just be outside and enjoy outside.
They can just chill.
And there come the geese.
Like, hey, don't forget about us.
Battle Royale. No, Justin, to your point, though, I mean, this is the lowest temperature I've seen the flamingos on the flamingo cam.
Yeah, in a while.
Yeah, I think the animals at the zoo are probably excited. And I was talking to an eclipse expert a couple days ago. We're going to have some stories coming up about the annular eclipse, which is coming up next month. But they're going to be studying kind of what the animals do at the zoo too during the eclipse because it throws them off. It was making me think of that with the shadows. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk a little bit about the forecast because we have some showers out there on radar right now. A few of these moving west to east. Nothing that's very heavy. Everything we see today will be fairly light, but we do notice that little shower we were watching out near Gonzales, starting to see some lightning strikes with that. So increasing in intensity just a little bit. Let's take a look at it. Right now it's north and east of Gonzales, working its way towards Howardville, just moving through Moulton. So you're getting a little bit of a downpour there. Shiner, unfortunately, you probably miss out on this, but if you are watching us from Howardville, I'd say give it another 20, 30 minutes, and you may get some rain there as well, as long as this holds together. We'll see. These showers and storms are kind of building up and falling apart. That's kind of the nature of it. But as we get into the afternoon, we'll watch for more little disturbances rolling through, and we may get a few more showers on radar. It's not a guarantee that you'll get rain today. In fact, the odds are fairly low, 20% at 1 o'clock, 30% at 2 p.m., and we bring it to 30% at 5 and 6 p.m. Temperatures make it up to around 94 for a high today. That'll be where we top out, which is not bad considering where we've been most of the summer. 87 at 8 o'clock, 83, 9 p.m., 82 at 10 p.m., still carrying that chance of rain. Here's one of our computer models, and it does show at noontime a couple of these sprinkly showers working through. And by 3 o'clock, same story. That's why we bring rain chances up just a little bit as we see a little bit of an increase. And then as we get into tonight, this is where it gets interesting. So this computer model, this is midnight, shows a complex of showers and storms developing across West Texas and then making its way down into our area by tomorrow morning. Is that a possibility? Maybe. It could be, but I don't know that this model has a really good handle on this. I'm kind of skeptical. I don't want to completely rule it out, but I do want to let you know that that is a small possibility. We're going to leave some rain chances in overnight into tomorrow morning. To account for that, So again, check back with us. We're going to have updates throughout the day. With this kind of pattern, it's just messy in the sense that it's hard to kind of pinpoint exactly when and where we'll get rain. But we do have those chances next couple days. And as we get into Friday, I have more confidence that we will see some widespread rain for Friday into Friday night and even into Saturday morning as we have our front kind of finally pushing through. And that's when we have our highest rain chances for Friday night, which of course is not ideal timing. A lot of people have plans Friday night, but we do need to keep an eye on that with some showers and storms possible. Right now, 78, winds out of the north at about 9 miles per hour. And you see the difference this front is making. That stationary front still snaking through our area. San Antonio's just probably south of that boundary, but north of it you find 70s, and it won't be all that hot today across the hill country. South of the boundary you will find 90s and maybe even some upper 90s today south of San Antonio. We're kind of splitting the difference again here in town. 94 the forecast as we said, but 97 Pleasanton. Compare that to a high of 89 in Kerrville, so there is a difference there. Very quickly, let's check in on the tropics. We've got an 80% chance of development with this system here. Latest computer models, again, want to take this north. Margot, still there, but not an issue. And Lee, still a Category 3 hurricane, winds at 115 miles per hour, gusting to 140. So it's starting to make that turn. By Saturday, it's nearing Boston and Cape Cod, but it will not make a direct hit here. Just some impacts in the form of wind, rain, and some higher surf. This probably makes landfall as a Category 1 storm somewhere here in northeastern Maine and parts of Canada. So we'll bring a lot of rain there and some gusty winds and may cause some issues. So that's the latest on Lee. Our forecast, 97 tomorrow, 94 Friday. You see the uptick in rain Friday night into Saturday. We'll still carry some rain chances on Saturday. And then I think by Sunday, a lot of this begins to clear out. We'll get some lower humidity and some comfortable temperatures by Monday and Tuesday morning.
We look forward to that.
Hey, Justin, all right. You mentioned what we can expect for the weather this weekend. Well, we can expect some great football. Southside Cardinals, well, they put up 55 points in their District 13-5A D1 opener last Friday. They're hoping to carry momentum from that matchup into a battle against Southwest this week. Rivalry game. This game, our big game coverage, big game of the week. So, Southside, they have big aspirations this year. It starts with a District 2-peat.
I want to talk about going back to back, so we got to keep stacking wins on wins, and we'll keep going on from there.
It's just one that you would love to win, to, put you right in the middle of that race and keep you afloat at the top. But, it's going to be a hard-fought game, and, they're quite an opponent.
All right, last season, Southside defeated Southwest 20-7. So far, the Southwest Dragons, they have a perfect 3-0 record to start the year. They're working hard to keep it that way when they host the defending district champs. Now, Southwest is using last year's loss to the Cardinals' motivation. A little chip on the shoulder. It is a rivalry game anytime these two programs collide. So we could be in for a treat.
Coming into the year, we liked our team. We felt like we were talented, had potentially to be pretty good. But we were focused on just getting better each week. And then you look up and we're fortunate to have 3 wins. So we'll take that as well. And we're excited, going into this great matchup.
Coach really stresses after every game. We're 0-0. So we hope that we can go in with a different mindset every game, going to win.
We just got to practice hard, come out like we're 0-0 right now. We got to win this game.
Kickoff 7 o'clock Friday, Dragon Stadium. We're obviously going to have a full recap that evening. Big game coverage during the night, Pete. And I got to feel good for these kids. I mean, finally, they're not dealing with 100-degree temperatures.
They will probably welcome the rain if there's any.
It's good football. It's fall football weather.
Cloud cover at the least.
There you go. Time now just about 9:50, 78 degrees.
A night full of performances and music. After the break, a recap of last night's MTV Video Music Awards and who took home Artist of the Year.
You never know who might show up at the MTV Video Music Awards.
Make some noise for NSYNC.
Or what might go wrong. Or totally right.
Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show.
lace the track, you lock the flow.
Diddy named MTV's global icon, but to his daughters, he's just dad.
Dances around the house all the time, blast music, like blasting music, late hours of the night.
But the night belonged to the ladies.
All I have to say tonight is thank you.
What does it feel like tonight to be celebrating the leading ladies of music?
Amazing. Being a female in this very male-dominated industry is hard. So I'm so happy and excited to see so many females.
Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Shakira winning the coveted Video Vanguard Award this year.
I want to share this award with my fans.
In honor of Shakira's big night, do you do a Shakira impression? Can you?
Yeah. There's the man I chose. There's my territory.
And hip-hop celebrated 50 years in an epic medley spanning decades.
To be here celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, what does it mean to you?
Man, it's everything. You know, I grew up in the Bronx, you know. Hip-hop is my DNA. It's my life. To see the pioneers get celebrated, get their flowers, there's nothing like it.
A jam-packed night of music, fashion.
Tell me about the album.
You see the big feet? I'm stomping on them, you hear me?
And answers to some of reality TV's most pressing questions.
Who is Hunky Dory?
I have to ask, who is Hunky Dory?
Me.
Taylor Swift took home 9 awards, including Artist of the Year, Video of the Year, and Song of the Year, which makes her the second most winning artist ever in VMA's history, behind only who else? Beyonce. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
I have so many questions. I know nothing about what happened in that package.
That's incredible.
What happened with the mishap on stage?
I thought they were going to go more into it.
Yeah, no, they kind of just glanced over it.
I'm going to have to look over that. I guess it was Olivia Rodrigo's number, but I don't know what happened for me.
Everything's okay. All right. We are now talking about Dancing with the Stars. Their new cast for the new season has been revealed.
So, 2-time Grammy winner. This is Jason Mraz.
Jason Mraz.
I keep saying it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have actress Mira Sorvino. That was her picture from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Gonna be honest, Jason Mraz is the only person I know on here.
Adrian Peterson, football
Is he
player.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
Tyson Beckford, come on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, these
Tyson
are going by really
Beckford
fast.
Don't know
Harry
who that is.
Jazzy and
This is
Riley.
a learning. I know Jamie Lynn Spears.
And Ariana Madix and Pasha.
Wait, I didn't see Adrian Peterson on here.
Mansky and Emma. I know Emma from a past season. Allison Hannigan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from the movie.
Met your
Mother. Yeah. Was she also American Pie series?
You know, we can talk politics, we can talk weather, we can talk football. Shouts to Adrian Peterson. I don't think any of us are too adept for entertainment news. I will say, though, I feel like NFL stars and NBA stars, they always have a leg up here, pun intended, because of their athletic training.
It's true. Didn't Emmitt Smith win?
I think Emmitt Smith won.
Yeah, well, popularity and then focus and training. Yeah, they got it.
We'll see you back here at noon.